the greatest guys I've ever met, huge inspiration. You know, the advice he gave me made me like $50,000 in 1 hour. A super fucking human, he just doesn't give up, he doesn't quit. He's one of the most well-known salespeople out there, sales trainers in the fucking country. Very impressive guy, give it up for my guy, Max and CERRADOR, jimenez, baby!
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Closers Lab. You know what we do is we call sellers live. And not only that, right? We also are going to start to break down deals, and we invite you to reach out to us for you to collaborate with us. We want to not just get on the show and talk to sellers live, but we also want to extend that over to you, the viewers. And the other thing too is that this is a live show. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions, leave comments, we got an exciting day today of, sellers that we're going to call like always. Again, being that this is a live show, what is expected is we don't know. We don't know. And that's the beautiful thing of it. We don't, again, I'm going to keep saying this, right? What separates us is that we don't just play recordings and break those recordings down. We're doing this live. And that way you guys can see how we navigate objections, how we navigate certain personalities from sellers. So last week we had, I think we talked to 3 or 4 people. Out of that 4 people, we're still working 2 of those deals, which was awesome. Thank you, by the way, for those of you that submitted leads. Keep submitting the leads. At the end of the show is what we'll do once this gets posted to the YouTube channel. Basically, there's going to be a link if you would like us to call your leads and you want us to talk to the sellers that you've been working so we can get them past the finish line. The other thing I want to say as well, too, is that we do this show because we want to give back, right? We want to give back to you guys, to everyone, give back. And that way you learn how to talk to sellers. You get better at what you do at your craft. The one thing that we ask is that you share, subscribe to the YouTube channel here at Real Estate Disruptors. Also share the stream, share it with someone right now before we get started that you think might need help. Getting better at sales, getting better at talking to people, getting better at prospecting. Not only are we talking to sellers, but we're breaking down the calls. We're taking your questions. We're answering your questions as well. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And again, share the stream right now to somebody that you think that would benefit from this, that is struggling, that is struggling to talk to sellers, that is struggling to get deals across the finish line. So that way they can tune in and they can hear, how we talk to sellers. So, so today, like I said, we have a couple people lined up. I got a phone call right now that I'm going to call. I'm going to call. We have one scheduled already that we're going to be calling. So I said, like last week, we had really good success. And thank you very much. Again, I can't thank you enough. I'm going to keep saying this to those of you that submitted leads, for me to call. I really appreciate it. We couldn't do the show without you. And I highly, highly encourage you to submit your leads that you want us to call. So, well, let's get started. I mean, honestly, that's what we do, right? We want to call sellers and we want to get started right away. So today, the first lead that we're going to call today, it's actually a property out of Cleveland, Ohio. So this should be good. Let's find out. This was actually submitted by somebody that follows the show, Caxi. Thank you very much for submitting this lead. We're going to call James and see what's going on with him, what situation he's got going on, and how come he's considering selling. So, guys, I highly encourage you, drop some comments and ask questions. And I will make sure that once I'm off the call, I will answer your questions. So let's go ahead and give James a call and see what's going on. Let's get started.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
All right. Let's call him right back, and then we'll drop our handy dandy voicemail so that way he can call us back.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, James. It's Max. I was calling you about your property over at Orchard Park Avenue, and I'm calling you because click. So what did I do there? I left the cliffhanger voicemail. It works really well for a lot of individuals that that to get callbacks. Just because you saw, right? I don't leave a lot of details. When you guys are leaving voicemails, make sure that you're not leaving a lot of details. I've said this before in other calls, so that way they can call you back, right? Who wouldn't call that voicemail back, right? Like, oh, I got a phone number, or sorry, I got a call from somebody. They mentioned my property, and then they didn't finish. They must have got the call disconnected or hung up. So basically, we have a good success rate when it comes to callbacks when we leave that cliffhanger voicemail compared to leaving a long voicemail when you actually have, you give people the information, and your callbacks are going to be less and less, because if you leave a long voicemail of why you're calling, what were you calling about, and you give them all the information, it's going to be unlikely that they're going to call you. So the next person that we're going to call is let's see here. Who do we have here next? All right, so it looks like we have Sean. I'm going to give Sean a call. Sean is actually out of here at a seller out of Tucson, Arizona. So let's give him a call and see if we can get him on the line so we can talk to him. So let's see here. Let's see. If you have any questions, any comments, drop your comments, share the stream with somebody. If you're just jumping on, share the stream with someone that you think that will benefit from watching this, so that way they can get better, and then they can watch the show with us.
Hello,
Hello, Sean.
that's me.
Hey, Sean, it's Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to my team member, Carl, about your property over at East Franklin Tail Drive.
Okay.
Probably.
Hi, Max.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
Awesome. Probably caught you at a bad time.
It is a little inconvenient. It looks like I'm going to be leaving the doctor's office with my friend here in a few minutes. So
Okay. Would you like me to call you back in like a little later, or?
yeah, if you'd like.
Well, it's up to you. Only if you're available, I can call you back later. If not, and we can schedule it for some other time.
I will be probably available in about half an hour, and then I stop being available at 1 o'clock, which is in about 2 hours.
Okay, I can call you back in
for
half an hour.
lunch. Okay.
So right now it's getting close to 10:10, so we'll say like 10:40.
All right.
All right, I'll call you back, Sean. Have a good one.
We'll try it. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so it looks like we caught him in the middle of some. For some reason, he scheduled the call, but it sounds like he's just leaving the doctor's office, which is really weird. But that's prospecting, right? Not every call is perfect. This is what happens when you're prospecting. One thing that you have to get when you're actually doing calls. I actually posted this today. There's a reels that I posted on my Instagram that talks about this. Right, is when you're doing these calls, you have to get mentally prepared and then figure out what's the outcome you want of these calls. I'm gonna call him back at 10:40, and we'll see if he picks up for us. So let's go ahead and call the next. Let's see if there's some people on, some questions. Not yet. Okay, perfect. So let's call the next person. Let's see if we can get. Let's see who's next here online. Okay, let me try calling Connie. Looks like she's next on the line. So Connie's got a property in Fort Myers, Florida. Caxi, let's see who submitted this lead. This was Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for submitting this lead. Let's give Connie a call and see if we can have a conversation with Connie. Okay, let's see. That didn't work. Let me try this again. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
All right, so it looks like we might have a wrong number here. I'm going to try one more time to make sure that we have the right number or not. Oh, there we go.
Your call has been.
All right, so no answer. Man, nobody wants to talk today. What's happening? All right, let's give her a call back again one more time.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 23987898225 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, Connie. It's Max. I'm calling about 8049 McDaniel Drive. And I'm actually calling you because, and we'll just leave the cliffhanger voicemail and see if we get a call back on that. So let's go ahead and go down the line. Let me see if anybody else has jumped on with any questions. Harvey Martinez says, gotta love Thursdays at 10 a.m. Ready to learn and implement. This is a straight up mastermind course. Let's go. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So there's break that down. What's the best list for you to pull door knocking? We also talk about that as well too. Let's see. SC Texas Moving Service says, what's the best source for leads? Same thing. We do get into depth about that in our other on Tuesdays. If you're more than welcome to join us on Tuesdays on Club Collab, which happens every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We get into detail of all that. All right, let's call the next person. This is Amber, and let's see who submitted this. Jessica, thank you for submitting the lead. Let's go ahead and call Amber and see if she calls us back or if she answers actually. So
Please leave your message for 6-7.
no answers. Let's see. I'll try again. Go down the line. We'll call Manuel, see if he picks up.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 928412226.
Ooh. Nobody wants to have a conversation today. I think they know I'm calling. That's why. Uh,
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
All right, we are striking out right now. So we actually have a call scheduled at 10:30, but I'm gonna call him right now because we're striking out with these other people. So let's call Donald, see if he's available. So this property that Donald owns is actually here in our backyard. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna pull this up. You guys can see this. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk to Donald real quick and get him on the line. All right, so it don't sound like Donald's answering either, but we'll try him again because we do have a call scheduled with him. Um, but this is what happens, right? Like when you're prospecting, when you're calling, a lot of times it doesn't go perfect. Like last week, we had some people that picked up, and then we had some that didn't. Today, it just seems that not a lot of people are picking up. But this is where you have to build that mental stamina, right? Where you have to continue to keep going now. And some of these are scheduled, right? Again, I talked about this last week. Is that we're not immune to some people saying, "Hey, call us back at this time," even though we go through the process and let them know that we're going to call them at certain time. We still go through the same thing. So for you guys that are out there starting out, for some of you that are out there still, trying to get your first deal, or maybe you're trying to scale it a little, or you're just starting out. This happens. This is actually a normal thing where you are following up with prospects and they're not calling. So in our business, it's a numbers game. It's a follow up game. And the one that follows up the most is the one that's going to get the deal. And again, we're not immune to people not answering the phones. Like we always talk about, even though we put them through the process, even though we schedule the call, a lot of times this is what happens is that we don't get answers just like you do, right? But it's something that you have to mentally prepare for, and build mental stamina for. A lot of people start prospecting, and they only make a few dials, and what happens is like, oh, nobody's picking up. Well, that's going to happen because this business is a numbers game. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are at closing deals. It doesn't matter how many deals you've done. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. If these people aren't picking up, then you go to the next person, and so on and so on and so on. So um, I'm going to see if there's any questions right now. So while before I call back Donald to see if he would answer it. So let's see. Let's see here. So Garza's one says, if it's your first deal, do you recommend a double close? No. I would say unless it's a huge deal like 100K, the assignment fee, then basically, if it's your first deal, this is your first time dealing with this buyer. Yeah, I mean, if it's like a big rip, as we call it, right, a big assignment fee, then double close it. Double close just means that you're contracted with the seller, and then you have your contract with the seller. That's going to close, and then you make another contract, which is not an assignment. It's another contract with you and the buyer. And then what happens when closing time happens? They close simultaneously. So there's going to be two separate escrows, for each file. And an assignment, there's only one escrow. And an assignment is just where you assign the rights to the original contract that gets assigned to your buyer. On a double close, you're under contract with both. And what happens is the buyer will bring funds, and then that's all the double closes. But on your first deal, I wouldn't do that unless you got a huge assignment fee where you might be worried that the buyer is going to be like, "Hey, why you're making so money?" And if that's the case, you might not need not to ever work with that buyer again. Brian said, "Got to get them Cinco de Mayo early celebrators out of the way." That's true. By the way, happy Cinco de Mayo. That's true. A lot of people are probably out and about, but that doesn't mean that they still don't need to sell their house, right? So we're gonna keep trying. The other, let's see, Oski Manuel said, Mad Max, when doing outbound dialer cold calls, how many times should we call then prospect if they don't answer? Should we use the same number when calling them back? So on cold calls is a little bit different. On cold calls, cold calls is actually it's more of sifting. You're not actually following up with people. So if they don't answer, if you have a list of 1,000 numbers, keep going, right? Don't spend too much time calling people back. These are actually follow-ups. The ones I'm doing today are follow-ups. With follow-ups, I'll do the double dial, triple dial, whatever the case may be, because we already spoke with them. They already have some interest. They already know that we're going to call them. On cold calls, you should just continue. And then later on, once you're done with your list, whether it's a list of 100 or a list of 1,000, you can recycle that list. And obviously you're going to remove like all the bad numbers. You're going to remove the do not call and the not interested. And then once you're done going through that list, you can recycle that list and hit that list again. But on these, on cold call, you don't want to do the double and the back to back because it's going to spend too much of your time. You should just be dialing it and then recycling the list once you're done with it. So let's see here. Let's see if we have another question here. Let's see. Texas Moving Search says, what dollar are you using? Right now, I'm using my cell phone to call. What do you usually say to a seller when they aren't revealing the price? On my last call, I actually have a really good call where I do reveal the price, where I had the seller reveal their price. And typically, one of my best lines to go to is, if I was talking to you, Evan, and I was asked, you're the seller, I would say, hey, Evan, when you bought this property, the last time you bought this property, how did that process look like? Right. And I want them to tell me, I want them to think about that a little bit and say, well, I had to go look at it. And then if they don't say like there was a price on it, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say, okay, when you went to look at it, did you just make an offer or was there a price on it? So then basically what's going to happen is, obviously we know majority of people buy through the MLS or buy on the market. So they're going to say there was a price on it. And that's what we want to hear. Okay. Can I just get that same courtesy just off the record? What is the price that you want for your property? And boom, you'll get you'll get the price from them. Let's try calling Donald back. I want to get somebody on the phone because obviously that's what we do here, but this is being a challenge today, especially because of Cinco de Mayo. I think people are already drinking margaritas and some tequila shots already. So they're probably not looking at their phone. Let's see. Let's call. Actually, let me try calling this guy, Eddie. Let me try that again. Interesting. Might have the wrong number for Eddie. All right, so it looks like for some reason Eddie's number is not working. It seems to see. Try it one more time. Yeah, so it looks like we have the wrong number for this lead. Whoever submitted that lead is that's the wrong number. So sorry about that, guys. Let's try Donald one more time and see if he picks up for us.
Memory is full. Enter the remote access.
Man, we are striking out like at the plate. All right, let's see. We have another lead here that we just put in here. I want to see if we can get a hold of this person. So this looks like actually the here. So we got Sean coming up, and then the manual. Yep. Try him again. He might get mad at me for blowing up his phone, but it's all good. We got to get him on the line.
Hello?
Hello, Manuel.
Yes.
Hi, Manuel. It's Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members, Rusty, about your property over at Hermosa Drive.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Probably caught you at a bad time.
No, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, like I said, I was calling you because you spoke to Rusty, and he had left some notes for me here to give you a call about the property out there. And I know always the notes don't always tell the whole story. Do you mind if I just ask you a few questions? Again.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, perfect. So on one of the things he mentioned, or that he wrote down, excuse me, not mentioned, was that so this is a vacant lot, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is. Everybody, I don't know, Zelle or whatever. I mean, not Zelle.
Zillow?
Zillow and all kinds of other places that have, old photos of something like a trailer on the property, but it's actually a vacant lot already.
Oh, okay, I see. So, but there used to be a trailer on it before?
Yes, yes, it was.
Okay, what happened to that?
I was renting it out for quite a bit of time, but then it got run down, and the tenants, never made me aware of any repairs or anything like that. So they got to the point where it was so run down by the time they moved out that it wasn't even in fixable form. So I just got it tore down.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. You tore it down, or you bought it already after the fact?
Well, it was mine when the mobile was there. So I had a company, demolition company, come down and tear it down.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And level the lot down. So it's a nice level lot right now.
Okay, I see. And since there was already a structure there, it sounds like maybe there's already utilities running to that lot as well.
Yes, there's a pole out there for the power line, and there's a septic there, or the city sewer there. So everything's there perfect for another home.
Yeah, I see. Okay. And then just out of curiosity, I know he didn't. There wasn't a lot of mention on here. Are you? What has you considering selling this one?
I'm sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
No, I was going to say, just out of curiosity, what has you considering selling it?
I mean, it was just been sitting there. I mean, I haven't posted anything, so I was just curious on how people be calling about it. I guess they probably see it on Zillow or whatever. But I mean, I'm not that I posted it. Not that I don't have a realtor. I'm not. If it sells, it sells. These people inquire about it.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like there's whether someone makes you an offer or not. There's not really any anything going on as far as you needing to sell the property in the next 30 to 60 days. Sounds like.
No, I'm not in any rush.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you mind if I share some with you, Manuel?
Yeah, go ahead.
So typically people I talk to, usually not all of them, they usually sell for 3 reasons, right? One of them is, a lot of times they're just looking for a certain time frame to sell. Most of them, not all of them, but some of them are in financial situation. And then some just sell because the property just needs a lot of repairs. But it doesn't sound like any of those apply to you.
No.
Okay. So, how are you hoping that we can, what are you looking to get for this lot?
Based on what I've seen so far, the properties are kind of high. The lots are kind of high. I'm not asking for too much. I just looking for $25K.
25,000?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as the 25,000, you wouldn't look at any other offers besides that?
I mean, if it's any reasonable offer, yes, I will consider it.
Reasonable?
Yes.
So if you didn't have to pay anything out of pocket, let's say it was a net offer to you, what's the lowest you would feel comfortable selling it if you didn't have to pay anything out of pocket?
If it's cash, I can do, I guess, 22, maybe.
$22,000?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, at 22,000. I don't think, because I'm looking at the area, and this is why I have pauses and stuff because I just don't think I would be your buyer at that point. And I get it, based on what you told me, I know that you can hold on to it and stuff. And like I said, usually people that I speak with, usually they usually sell for those 3 reasons. Obviously
yes.
there's no structure here that needs repairs. But definitely at 22,000, I would not, I don't know if that would be too high. Now, I guess my other question would be, if we were to come close to that price, like let's say, hey, I can't. I'm not saying I can, but just something I'm thinking here. Usually, what we've done before, when it's a little higher than what we'd be able to pay on a cash offer, what I always like to ask sellers is, would you consider payments?
I probably would, but it would have to be something that's not going to be a long-term thing. 10 years, something like. I don't want something that's going to drag on forever.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's something I probably could consider.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, it is a buildable lot. I love that it has the utilities, but also I have to consider that I need to put a structure on there as well, right? And it's going to be a mobile home or a manufactured home. Sorry.
Exactly. So also, it's fenced all the way around the property. It's fenced all the way around.
Okay, it is, because what I'm looking at right now is the house next to it seems to be the wall. There's a house that was built. So is there a wall now between your lot and that house, or is the house still the wall right now?
So there's not an updated photo because the house next door to the right.
Yes, correct.
That was my property also.
Oh, it was.
And,
okay.
Yeah, so I actually had a chain link fence put, so it's a 6-foot chain link fence from the front all the way to the back.
Okay, I see. Got it.
So the chain link fence on the right house, on the right side, all the way to the back, and then they have the back fence, and then you have the fence on the left side. So it's all three sides have a chain link fence, or I think wood fence on the back. I don't know, but it's all fenced all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Yeah, because that's what I would, and again, I appreciate the openness to maybe work with me on this. Again, I still don't know if I can come up to the 22 that you're considering. One of the things that you said earlier, you would be open to it, but you don't want to drag it. I mean, what kind of, what's the length of the terms that or what's the length of the time frame that you would want to, let's say that we did come to some type of agreement that you would feel comfortable giving us?
Something that would more or less be close to like maybe like a $500 payment per month or something like that. Something towards that end, or a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it doesn't take that long to finish paying it off.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want something that's $200 a month and takes forever.
No, so typically, on something like this, what we would be doing is obviously, like I said earlier, is we would put a structure on it. I would have to see what size of structure I can put on it because it is a smaller lot at 3,000 square feet. And I would have to look to see what it would be zoned for. Let me see, because it's not showing me on here right now.
Since the house that was mine's next door used to be mine, that one was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage.
Yeah, but that lot is 6,400. 6,400.
Those are the same size lots. All those lots are the same. Those two lots at least are the same size. Front to back, if you look at them.
See, hold on. Am I missing something here? Because what I'm looking at is
what address are you looking at?
I'm looking at 2097. Yeah, because when what it's telling me here is that lot size is, hold on, let me pull it. Is 3,182 square feet. That's not right?
Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and bring it up right here.
Sure.
Where are you looking at it at? On Zillow?
No, it's I actually have tax records, so I have a system that's a little more accurate than Zillow. So I'm able to look at a little bit more details when it comes to the properties.
Okay, let me see something real quick.
Oh, you know what? I went the wrong way. Because the house that you built on is right. Okay, so the house you built on, it is. Let me pull that up here real quick. Let me take a look.
So if you look at 2090, even if you look at if you go to Google Maps and go aerial view and go straight down,
yeah,
you see the lot.
I see it now. I see it. So the house, the other one that you sold also was 3,107. They built the 1,300 square foot house. Okay, that makes sense. Got it. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the one on the left when you're looking at the actual lot. It's the one on the right, which is the one you sold. That makes sense.
Can you hold on for a second? I got an important phone call I got to answer real quick.
Sure. All right, guys. So we're gonna try to get this. See if we can get some creative on it. I'm gonna try to get the payment lower than 500 by telling him we'll be done with it maybe in a year or two, as long as that we just need to buy that time for maybe even get 0 payments, honestly. But that way we can build on it, or we can sell it to a builder, or we assign it, or maybe even put a mobile home on it. But it looks like there's a lot of houses. There's actually mobile homes too, I want to say, but I have to look to see. Because the easiest thing here would be to put a manufacturer structure than to build a house. But I'm gonna wait till he gets back on the line. Hopefully it doesn't put me on hold too long, man. Yeah, because if you look at the structure next door, same lot size, 3,187 square feet, and house was built in 2008. That actually sold for, let me see. Oh, okay, so whoever moved in there actually built. Let's see. Yeah. So he sold that house for 134.5. That was back in 2019. So prices have went up. Let's look at.
Hello,
I'm here, Manuel. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that. I'm over here planning a quinceañera.
Who's having a quinceañera?
My daughter.
Oh man, congratulations! When did she turn 15?
Well, she just turned 15, but the quinceañera is going to be in 2 weeks from now. So
nice.
I got phone calls left and right from catering to a salon to this to that, you know.
Yeah. And no, that's good, man. Congratulations. Hopefully it goes well and stuff.
So hopefully, because damn things are stressful.
Are you doing is it gonna be like a big huge quinceañera or what?
Well, we planned on being well, because of that, we didn't know that it's a small town and not that many people reside here, but all of a sudden we got guests coming from all over the U.S., you know, family, friends. So
okay,
turn into something big now.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. What do you do for work, by the way, Manuel?
I do IT work.
Oh, okay. For yourself, you own your own business?
Oh no, I do for several companies that I do IT work for. Sometimes freelance, sometimes for companies in town, all over the different cities and stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. And these two properties you bought, you just
2012, I think, and they had just built a home in 2008.
Oh, okay, right.
So the home was fairly new, and then the short lot had a trailer which he sold to the people that were living there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, when I bought it, I was only paying under $500 a month because I gave him a large down payment, and whatever was left didn't take that off your hands if they ever, if anything weird ever happens down the line, I could sit in the corner and piss $200 up,
Yeah, I mean, you're right next door, so that kind of worked out then.
Yeah, so they've been late on payments for 4, 5, 6 months, and I've been calling them and going down there, and no sign of them. I haven't seen them in forever because I used to barbecue and drink with them, whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, I haven't seen them for months. Want to buy it? I go, sure.
Yeah.
So I bought it off of her. I had to break the locks to get in. It looked like a bunch of stuff all the furniture was there, but they're like boxes of stuff they were packing and, like they were moving. But it was weird. They just disappeared on the face of the earth. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Huh. Well, it worked out though. You got the property.
Exactly.
So yeah. No, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. By the way, and like I said, hopefully everything goes well with your quinceañera and you have a good time. So going back to what we were talking about earlier, I know that obviously the length of time which, and so the gentleman I bought it from was kind of had similar balloon terms. So basically, it's a bigger purchase, obviously 13 acres. So what we told him was, I'm not saying that's what I'm looking for here, just sharing you the story. And it worked out well because I think we've had it now for a year, and we're gonna do some things with it, and it worked out well for him. So with this lot, one that you had, or just put in a manufactured home.
Yes.
So in this case, where you have a balloon payment when it comes due, and then we just cash you out completely once we're done with the structure. What would be something that you would feel comfortable in?
You guys usually handle things like that in.
So on this one, because I don't know yet whether I'm going to build a house on it or going to put a manufactured home. It just depends. And obviously either one takes some house. So
yes.
I mean, I usually like to just assume, what the length of both, what it would take for both. And obviously, with the way the market is in regards to getting materials and all that, it's also, we used to only do one bid, but now we got to do 3 to 4 just because of the shortage of everything. Yeah. So, but again, if what is that time frame that you would feel comfortable giving us for us to do this, and then I can see if that would work or not.
I mean, I don't know how you guys have settled those terms. I've never done anything like that before. So
yeah, so earlier, so we can pay it off, faster, which is understandable. I know when you do something like this, you obviously have somebody anywhere between 12 to 18 months to possibly 24 months, where I would cash you completely out by the end of those time frames. Even sooner, right? If we get done sooner, let's say that we decide to put a manufactured home. I just don't know if you would be open to something like that in those time frames.
Yeah. I mean, if I sat down and looked at all what the terms look like and all that good stuff, and then maybe we can probably work something out that way also.
Right. And so if we did something like that, you still would consider the 22,000 on.
I have to talk to my wife about that because we started at 20.
Got it. Okay. No, that's fine, and you know, and that's okay. Obviously, we don't have to agree on anything today because what I love how this works,
Yes.
how basically break down the whole process. That's a whole nother call. But I do want to do something with this lot. I think it's I am interested in it, depending on what we can come up with. So if you were me, you know, setting up a call back with you and your wife, so that way I can, you know, get you guys all the questions answered. When can we do that?
Probably.
Anytime after 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Will today work after 5 p.m.?
Yes. We can do 5 p.m. after 5 p.m. today. Were you located in Phoenix?
I am. Yeah, we're here in Phoenix. We buy properties all
Okay.
over, but and even nationwide. But yeah, we're centrally located, actually in Tempe. Both you and your wife can come up with at least what I like. Just leave you with a little bit of homework here. Come up with like your top 3, you know, questions in this type of transaction, so that way maybe we have something to talk about.
Okay.
And then we can discuss, you know.
Okay.
And I do have a call before you, and
I don't think we don't have anything major planned today.
no Cinco de Mayo parties.
Oh no, not on the weekday.
Because I do take these calls serious when I call. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving us in how everything works.
That's fine.
I don't see her on the title here. I don't think she's on here. But what is your wife's name?
No, she's not on it.
Daniel, take care. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you too.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Ball was got to talk to the wife, which is fine. I'm good with that. Obviously, he's open to doing something creative, which build on it that can basically either put him. And the thing is that he's open to something like this, right? Is to have every because those costs feet if they got to see what's going on, protect it, right? How we can protect them, and all the good stuff. So that was actually a really good call. I do want to call Sean back. He's probably going to be upset because he are confused on why did I say this or anything I miss. I want you guys to put him in the comment section, and I'll get to him right now after I call Sean. This one's going to be an interesting call with Sean. So let's see here. Let's see what he says.
Hello.
Hello, Sean.
Yeah. Max, right?
Yeah, it's Max. I apologize for calling you 12 minutes later after 10:40. I got stuck on a call with another individual, and I was trying to move forward. I really appreciate that. No, yeah. So earlier I mentioned I always tell the whole story. You know how that is from this.
Yeah. My biggest problem is I don't know if I could hold on to it and then, capital gains taxes and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. But
Right.
so 13 years, I guess.
Okay, I see. And actually it's in a pretty good neighborhood too. I see that.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good part of Phoenix and like Flagstaff. We're navigating, all the way up to like Bullhead City as well. Actually, the gentleman I just got off the phone with was has a lot in Bullhead. It is a rental property, and it looks like the tenants have a lease until July 20. Is it the end of July or
No, I don't even know if it's really July.
Colorado?
That's
Nice place, yeah. I don't go there.
I got married there.
Oh,
it is a nice place. Yeah.
Oh wow. Grab the capital gains tax.
Yeah.
I know that's always, for the most part, it's always different, right? We're tax situation. Something that we've done in the past when there is that situation. Usually, what happens is they either look for a 1031 exchange. I know a lot of people do that, so they don't get hit with the taxes. Go over payments. I don't know if you would consider something like that, where we would come in and take over the payments and maybe even make extra payments that you would cash flow as well.
The big problem is that it's been a great investment, and I assume that it's going to continue to be a good investment. So I'm
okay. Got it. So you're just,
when you say taking over payments, well, even if I carry the note, I'm going to pay property gains, aren't I?
whatever it is that you owe. I don't know how much you owe, right? So let's say let's say that you owe 1,000. We'll just say that number. I'm not sure what your number is. So now, in essence, what would happen is that what is it called? Another note that gets transferred until let's say that we agreed on not selling the property. Now the only thing is that the tax benefits, then you lose the tax benefits as far as you're not going to pay basically the what is it called, the capital. The only thing is that the tax benefits, if you use that, then so.
So it's just delaying the taxes, not really.
So
Just
yeah,
move the funds into another property.
the 1031 exchange, usually you had 6 months or 90 days to 6 months. You have to check each 1031 exchange company is different. So whoever you use as let's say as they give you that time frame to be able to identify a property. But most people usually have something identified, so they don't have. It sounds like you might have some things to consider. I know typically when action's going on, but it doesn't sound like any that
Figure out what to do with it.
need to sell within a certain time frame. Or maybe I can, once you figure out, as far as what you would like to do, I can definitely give.
Well, if text me or email me or call me or whatever and let me know, and I'm doing what you guys are doing, and it's like,
Right. No. Yeah, no, and I'm very transparent about that, right? Potentially someone offering you the right price. So, I mean, have you just? Yeah,
it looks like it's going to stay that way for a while.
Potentially. Who
So,
knows? I mean, I think
who knows?
Because properties are now being left on the market longer than usual. We saw our first 2 price reductions this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, which you have not seen at all in the last probably year and a half.
Yeah, well, the Fed is raising their rates, right? So
Yeah,
you kind of expect things to slow down a bit.
yeah. So do you have I'm assuming you maybe have an agent you love working with?
No, I don't like working with real estate agents. I don't feel like they add much value because I've bought and sold properties through title companies several times, and it's a breeze.
Yeah, okay. So basically like owner to owner?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I mean, since you obviously already, you threw that out there as far as, what would you offer? I mean, just off the record, ballpark, what would you consider selling this? No.
A good amount. I paid one, but I mean, yeah.
But
and I saw that on Zillow, it's worth. Zillow is appraising it for a little more than that now. So
okay.
Problem is, it's kind of almost worth it now, right?
Right. So when Zillow came out and they still come out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they still come out and they're going to deduct their fees. The whatever you're seeing online is not always final.
I don't
offer this, and Zillow would offer that. And I'm like, when they came out, was that what they put in writing? Because it changes. Now it could be more what they're telling you online.
Zillow doesn't buy houses anymore, does it? I thought it got out of that business.
Not after they lost $500 billion.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know how you feel about selling to a company like that.
Well, I'll tell you what bothers me is I talked to some of these guys who wanted to buy my house, and they were talking about jacking up the rent to like $2,000 a month. It's like $1,400 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I don't know. And I don't know. Maybe that is best for renters, but
what's it rent? Yeah, average is 1,600. I don't know how those guys were going to jack it up to 2,000 unless they put somebody that doesn't know, what's going on. But I mean, your medium rents in that area, I am seeing 1,000 up to like 1,700, close to 1,700.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're on the lower end, but still, I mean, how long have you had this leased?
I don't really know. Property manager does that. It's just been smooth sailing for me, but yeah, usually as it's been going up, I raise it a little bit, I guess prices have gone up and rents have gone up much quicker than I've been interested in raising the rent. So
yeah, not only gone up, but there's rentals are also in the same situation with properties. People can't find rentals, affordable ones anyways too.
No, really?
Yeah. Yep. So all right, Sean. Well, sounds good. Again, maybe we can discuss later on once you're thinking, you identify an opportunity, what to do with the money. Maybe we can have a little more discussion, or, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, Sean. Sounds good. Thank you for the conversation.
Nice talking to you, Max.
Yep. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. There's no pain, no motivation. There's nothing there. The guy is, he's in a good position, right? He even said it himself. If I was to sell, I don't know what I would do with the money. Now, it's a valid concern with the capital gains. Now, he might not have to pay a lot. He's owned this property since 2009. So every single year that you own the property, obviously, whatever he bought it for, I think he bought it for Okay, so he bought it for 134,000. So whatever he sells it above that, that's where he would pay the capital gains on. So let's say it's worth 300,000, the difference he would pay taxes on that. But no, I mean, I didn't want to get into it with him. He's definitely doesn't have any motivation. There's nothing going on. Actually, no, he didn't buy it for that price. He bought it for 135,000. Well, pretty close. But there was no pain, no motivation. I was trying to see if maybe he would be considered doing something creative. He's not interested in that either. So let me see if there's some questions now that I got done talking to Sean. Let's see here. Let's move on. This says Witchley, what up, Max? Came in late, but we'll catch the replay. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Tabidi Waters says, Professor Max, here to learn from the master. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Fogtown King said, is this a buildable lot? He must be talking about the property out in what is it called? Bullhead City. Yes, that is a buildable lot. Claudio Diaz said, my man hits the mark every time. That's a sales training for you. Yeah, guys. I'm not here trying to say that I got good on my own, right? I would be lying if I said that. We went through sales training. I started doing sales training in 2018, but that's because I wanted to invest in my craft. I love sales. It's something that I've always been in love with. I mean, for years. And you know, in order for me to take my game to the next level, which is I had to invest in myself, right? You guys got to know this. At some point, if you're just starting out right now, you do what you have to do. But at some point, as you grow, I mean, 4 years ago, I invested to a certain sales training program, and it taught me, right? And so it helped me to get better. And that's what I always tell everybody. Like, Max, how are you so good on the phones? You know, how do you know what to say? Twice a week till actually this year. I used to still go twice a week to go get coaching. And so, you know, people always ask, like, how do I get better? Is you have to invest in training. And I'm going to give a plug in here because we do have a sales training program, right? We have a sales training program where we train a lot of people across the country, different wholesaling business. And we do calls, you know, once, I think we do one call one call once a week, every Wednesday. We're doing role playing. We're walking scenarios. And also we have a mastermind too. People attend. So, you know, at some point, you know, you have to invest in sales training for yourself. You cannot continue to keep doing the same thing and expect different results, right? What do they say? That's the definition of insanity. So if you guys are interested, you know, if you like what you hear and you're wondering, how do I get to that point where I can ask those questions? How do I get to the point where I can navigate a sales call like that? You guys can go to our website, check it out. There's different levels. You can start, you know, you could start in different areas of where you're at in your career. There's an online course. And you know, we have a live workshop as well too that you can attend. And the reason why I'm giving this plug is because I get that question asked all the time, like, Max, how do I get better? Is you need to invest in yourself. You need to, you know, at some point you're gonna have to invest money, right? When you first start out, it's time, but as you grow, it has to be. You have to invest money. Now I got various different coaches, right? For sales, for the business, for personally. So if you guys want to check out and learn how I do these strategies, go to disruptors.com/sales disruptors. So that way you guys can plug in and not only on these calls, you can learn a lot on these calls. If you really dedicate your time and watch these calls and break them down and hear the explanation. But if you want to take your game to the next level, go to the website so that way you guys can check out what we got to offer, which is disruptors.com/sales disruptors /sales disruptors. And there's different levels that you can start that way. And we actually do have a workshop coming up soon. So watch out for that. All that information should be on the website. So thank you for that comment, Claudio. I really appreciate that because I think you hit a very good point, right? That's sales training for you. Claudio Diaz said, Stone Cold. What were you going off of to comp the lot? I was going to, we have a system called Monsoon. And what it is, it's basically the tax records for the MLS. So initially I'm going off the MLS. That's when it's a property here in Arizona, I have the ability to comp properties through the MLS, which helps me to be able to make a better offer. And I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Thank you for that. Jermaine Warfield says millions of dollars worth of game. Let's go. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for that. This is what we do it for. We want to give back. Like I said, you can learn a lot from these calls. There's a lot you can take from this, and implement it, right? But as far as structure and as far as having that framework is, at some point you do have to invest in yourself, and you can do that by, joining our sales training program as well too. So, in the last comment that I have here before we finish this up, it says, Steven Valencia said motivation and timeline. Yes, huge. If we can get those three things, if we can get motivation, timeline, and price being the last one, we don't really care about price. We want to know if there's motivation, pain. We want to know what your timeline is. And then based on those two things that we got, motivation, timeline, now we're going to discuss what are you willing to pay for the convenience of relieving that pain and getting it done during a certain time frame. Then we get into what we call budget, which is the price. So, guys, I do apologize. We had a lot of no answers, but we got two good conversations. Hopefully you got a lot of that. It happens. Again, I'm going to say this again, is that this is part of prospecting. You got to build that mental stamina. If you want to have success and you want to, get better at this, is make sure every time that you start to make calls, realize that you're going to get no answers. You're going to get cussed out. You're going to get, everything thrown at you. But the better that you can change your mindset and approach these calls, the better you are going to get on when talking to sellers and talking to your prospects. So I'll leave that with that. And I really want to thank everyone that submitted the leads. Our lead manager, Carlos, is going to continue to follow up with those leads. And I want to thank everyone that submitted the leads. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't, like and subscribe to the channel, and then share this segment with somebody that you want to get that needs to get better with sales. And thank you guys for watching the Closers Lab. Again, what we do here is we call sellers live. We want to collaborate with you. If you do have a deal that you want us to call the seller for you, reach out, send me a DM through Instagram. I'm very responsive on there, so that way we can help you out. And thank you guys. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
One of the greatest guys I've ever met, huge inspiration. The advice he gave me made me like $50,000 in 1 hour. A super fucking human. He just doesn't give up. He doesn't quit. He's one of the most well-known salespeople out there, sales trainers in the fucking country. Very impressive guy. Give it up for my guy, Max El CERRADOR jimenez, baby.